All right, guys, the old white pole strikes again. Got a big old boar coon here. Big old boar coon. Got him good in that 550 back foot, but we'll take him. He demolished that whole set. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one too. I will be back out here, but we're about to get a bunch of rain, and shotgun season's coming up here in Illinois. I don't like to have a bunch of traps out while I'm trying to deer hunt, so we're gonna go ahead and pull these and then we'll be back out. Got a few more to check. All right, guys, got us a coyote and a step down dirt hole. I don't think we've had him here too long, because with how much rain we've been getting, he should be a muddy mess. And it looks like we probably just caught him this morning. I'm not even gonna worry about resetting the set. I got I think 7 other sets working right here, so we can live without one for now. But yeah, got him a step down dirt hole set. And yeah, right here by a wasp cob. All right, guys, like I said, we got quite a bit of rain, and this is not a muskrat or beaver set. This is a coyote set. This was a step down dirt hole, and everything is flooded out. So we're going to make a short day of this. That was the last trap to check. All right, guys, it's been a slow last couple of days. Had a little rainstorm move in, and I really haven't had a whole lot set because this weekend is shotgun season, firearm season here in Illinois for deer. There's gonna be a lot of guys out, so I normally don't get too fired up for trapping until after that. But today we're gonna go through and pull a bunch of stuff, so by the end of the day I won't have any traps set. So we're gonna go through and pull what's left and get ready for deer season. Well, when I come through to check traps 2 mornings ago, this thing was completely underwater. I don't know if I took a video of it or not, but it was completely underwater, flooded out, and I said to hell with it, and I just left it. Come back today, well, yesterday obviously it was empty. There was still some water setting down in there, but I figured, I knew I was pulling traps today anyway, so I was just gonna leave it, and sure enough, it connected. That's awesome. I only got him by a couple toes, so I'm gonna have to try to get him dispatched pretty quick before he can work his way out of there. But not a bad coyote nonetheless. Stinky thing, I can smell him. But we're gonna go ahead and get him taken care of, and we'll get on down the road. Well, how's it going, guys? Figured I'd go ahead and come out and set a few traps today. We're going to do something a little different this week. We're going to run a little mixed bag line just to see what we pick up. This past weekend was a firearm opener here in Illinois for deer, and we had some luck. We ended up knocking down a real big doe, and super thankful for that. But I was sitting there, I was wanting to go set some traps this morning, and I looked at the forecast for the weather like I always do, and I noticed this coming weekend we're supposed to get a dump of snow. It's showing like around 7 to 9 inches of snow. So a little bit of rain in between, but I figured I'm not gonna set out a big coyote line yet. I'm gonna wait and see what happens here. And so I figured I'd just go do a little mixed bag line today. And we're down in this creek. I'll go ahead and flip the camera around, but we're down in this creek. We just set a fish stick here. We got dog proof over there, a blind set, and another dog proof on the other side. But there's a lot of good sign right here, so I figure I'd go ahead and utilize this fish stick in this creek. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this camera flipped around, and we'll see what's going on. All right, guys, as you can see, this coon trail goes up across that log. Right on the other side of the log I put a dog proof over there in the main trail. And then you can see this real good coon trail coming down. You can see where they've been coming out here in the water. I guess they probably cross here because it's almost knee deep right here. And then they're going under this big tree here and heading on up into all this crap. So I went ahead and put a fish stake here. You can see the traps down there. I just got a piece of fish in the pipe there. Yeah, pretty simple set right there, guys. We'll go ahead and cross this creek, and I'll show you what we got going on the other side. There was a pretty good trail over there, so I went ahead and set it too. Pretty promising looking trail there. Went ahead and put a blind set with a number 11 traps right there. I don't know if you can see the spring a little bit there. I got a drag hooked around that little sapling there. Yeah, really good trail. I'm getting back to the basics this week, guys. Just throwing some traps, a little bit of bait in a bucket, and heading out try to catch some fur. We got another dog proof right here. Yep, we're on the other side of that ditch. That fish stick and other dog proofs just right down there. So yeah, guys, we're gonna head on back up to the truck. There's another spot down here that I want to set up. But you know, it's been years since I've just went and tried to catch some coon, or I'd really like to get a few mink, but you know, I've been after the coyotes the last few years, and I figured with how this weather's turning out, I wanna have some traps to check in the morning. But if it gets all sloppy and rainy like it's supposed to before we get the snow, it's gonna be a while before I can get some coyote sets out where I want them. So we're gonna be patient, set a little mix bag, and then yeah, see what we catch. Stay with us. All right, guys, you can see a pretty good coon trail coming in there. It's going up that little ditch right here, and then they're also cutting up this bank right here. So I have a dog proof right there by my bucket. Got a dog proof tucked in right there. We got a dog proof tucked in right there on their trail. And then we got a fish stick out here in the water. I suspect there to be some mink running through here. I was wanting to put it out over there, but there's a deep hole right there. So I'm gonna shy away from that. I'll just put it right here by the trail. Hopefully any mink that come through here will work right up to it. So we're gonna hop up by the truck and set a few coyote sets out now. All right, guys, well, I went ahead and punched in a couple coyote sets here. We just got a two punch, the 2-hole punch right there, nice and blended in. And then we got another one right here. I was wanting to put it on this tuft of grass, but it's a low spot. We're supposed to be getting a bunch of rain, so this is gonna be full of water before too long. I'm hoping what water gets on this one will run down. It probably won't, but I'm not making any big flashy dirt holes right now because we're expecting this rain and the snow coming. So I'm just gonna put a few flat sets out, a few 2 punch hole sets, and wait and see what happens, guys. It's kind of like the calm before the storm. One of the reasons that I'm kind of waiting to see what this weather does is a few years ago, you know, they always say we're gonna get a big dump of snow, well, there for the longest time they would say that, and we would only get a little dusting. Well, a couple of years ago, I thought to hell with it, I was gonna set out a big line. Ended up being a bad storm, bad snowstorm, ice storm, and that was pretty rough on me. I wasn't able to get to a bunch of my spots, and I was doing a lot of walking. So these spots here I'll at least be able to get to throughout the week, and we'll just kind of see what happens. We're gonna go down the fence, or down the little roadway here, and see what else we come up with. All right, guys, I'm standing on this field road and crop exchange divide here, and I thought this little point right here would be a good spot to put a couple sets. So I went ahead, I did a scent post set right here. I made like a little game trail. I transplanted that corn stalk right there, and bedded a trap right in front of it. Put a little bit of gland lure and urine there. Hopefully get a catch here. And then right next to it, that set's only about 5 foot away or so. It'd be just outside of the catch circle of that one. We got a step down dirt hole. I'd like I said earlier, I don't really want to be doing a bunch of dirt holes right now because of the weather. But I noticed a lot of times, I always like to put at least 2 sets in a spot, because I look for sign and I make sure it's a good spot, yada yada. Anyway, I went ahead and I wanted to put the scent post here just because it's kind of on this little point, and I didn't really want to do a dirt hole there, or there wasn't really a good spot for like a 2-punch set or anything like that. So I went ahead and went with a scent post. Well, I know a lot of times if a coyote comes to work your dirt hole and they don't get caught, they like to find something to pee on pretty quick. So if we do miss one here, or get one that doesn't want to fully commit, hopefully he will want to piss on this and mark it as his own. So that's 2 sets. I can get them both in the frame right there. 2 sets right there. Nothing special, but it works. So we're gonna head on to the next spot. All right, guys, we're out here checking these sets that we made yesterday. We had our blind set right there, nothing in it. And if you follow on down the trail, we got us a really big coon here, and he is not happy. Very nice coon. Looks like he's been dancing around on that tree quite a bit. So we're gonna go ahead and get him taken care of, and then we'll check these other sets. All right, guys, well, there's the fish stick, nothing in it. And then we also have a dog proof right up here, and nothing in it. All right, guys, well, we just got back up to the next few sets we have set. We don't have a whole lot going on, but I noticed it looked like the coons have been coming up and digging into these bales, tearing all these bales up, and figured since I went ahead and put a coyote set out here, I'd go ahead and try to catch the culprit on who's tearing these bales up. And I think we got him. Got another coon here. This one ain't as big as the last one, but it's a raccoon nonetheless. Go ahead and get him out of here and get it reset. Hey guys, we also had a few more coon traps right down here. There's one of our dog proofs where they're climbing up. Yeah, it looks like somebody might have got them a little bite to eat and took it down there. Got one there. We got one set right under that limb. And then we got a fish stick right there. I don't see the other trap. I'm sure it's sitting there, but go ahead and climb down and look for it. Oh, I can see it now. All right, yep, nothing in that. Well, there's one of our 2-punch sets there, untouched. And we got another one untouched right here. But we got a few more traps on down the way here. All right, guys, well, here's that scent post we made yesterday. This raccoon decided to just demolish it. As you can see, this dirt hole's still good. He wasn't able to reach it. I'd hate to be redoing 2 sets right now, but this one, that's a nice big bore coon there. I'm not sure what I'm going to remake this into, because I'm definitely not going to move the trap. We'll have to, we'll get him taken care of and then kind of look around and see what we need to do here, but he definitely demolished this whole set. Got you in the back foot, huh, buddy? Yeah. Maybe we'll just, we'll do, we'll remake it into something. We'll go ahead and get him taken care of, and then after I remake the set, I'll turn the camera back on. All right, guys, well, we got our remake done. I ended up just blended it in the best I could, because it's super muddy, and we just did your average dirt hole there. Just your run-of-the-mill dirt hole. Yeah, tried to blend it in as good as I could. This stuff is all gumbo mud and hard to set, so we're just gonna leave it like that. I'm only gonna leave these sets for probably 2 or 3 more nights. Like I said, we got a bunch of snow coming, but after the snow comes, we'll at least have sets to come remake. I always like having a good hole and a good anchor in the ground before the ground freezes up in most of my spots. So Yeah, that'll be it for today. We're gonna go ahead and pack stuff up, and I'll show you the coons we got. All right, guys, here's the 3 coons we caught. This is that first one there. He got a bobtail. Ain't even got a tail on him. Yeah, 3 nice big bore coon. That is it for today, guys. Like I said, we had a few traps that we were gonna set out yesterday. I've only got about 1.5 dozen, maybe 2 dozen in there, coyote traps. Bunch of dog proofs. I was gonna plan on doing a bunch of blind sets with some 1.5s and number 11 long springs. And like I said, I want to have a few traps to check in the morning, but I don't want to get too crazy right now. The forecast for the snow did drop yesterday, but then I looked at it again this morning. It was right back to where it was. So we're just going to keep things simple and easy this week. And then hopefully next week we'll be able to get a big coyote line out. Thanks for coming along, guys.